The Acton Muisc Project is dedicated to the ideal that everyone can make music.
I think we need a theme song.
A theme song?
Yeah, a theme song.
Yeah, every good TV show has a theme song.
Is this a good show?
It's going to be a great show.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah,
Hey,
I guess we will.
You got your guitar, right? I have mine. Why don't you play something?
I got my
Yeah,
bass.
okay, I can do that. How about something like this?
All right, I'm going to go get my sax.
I could do some noodling.
I got some lyric ideas. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
All
for
right,
it.
I'll try it out. Making music with the Acton Muisc Project. Making music with the Acton Muisc Project. Tune up your amp and sing along.
Write some songs that aren't too long. Grab a guitar and get in tune.
If you can't do that, then squeeze a balloon. Oops.
Making music with the Acton Muisc Project. Making music with the Acton Muisc Project.
Making music is lots of fun.
So keep on watching now, don't you run. Rock, jazz, country, and blues.
When we play, we don't wear no shoes.
Yeah, nice, Joe.
Yeah.
Everybody!
Making music with the Acton Muisc Project. Making music with the Acton Muisc Project.
If you like the things you see, just tell a friend to turn on the TV.
Now you might learn a thing or two.
Like how to play a mean kazoo. Hey, it's a good thing you brought that, Craig.
Making music with the Acton Muisc Project.
Hi, I'm Chris Whitbeck. Welcome to the Acton Muisc Project. Let's see who's in the studio today. Oh, it's Steve and Christine Kirby. They're here to play flute and guitar for us. They're called Alle Breve. Let's listen.
Stephen and Christine, thank you very much for joining us.
Our pleasure.
So the name of your group is?
Alle Breve, or Alle Breve.
And how did that name come about?
Well, it's a musical term, and it's used to mean two beats in a measure. But I think I don't know what the literal translation is, but it's something like with a feeling of two. Ah. And we sort of chose it. We like the sound of it, but also we do play at a lot of weddings, and it sort of has a bit of a connection to that. You know, two people getting married, and so there's a little bit of
two people in the duo.
And two people in the duo. We're married, so feeling of two.
Yeah, that's a great thematic name. So I have so many questions then. Let's start with growing up. How did you get interested in guitar? Guitar, believe it or not, was just Bob Dylan. You know, it was like really simple. You know, and I was sitting on my front porch, just like in this rural area of California, trying to teach myself how to play songs like "Blowing in the Wind" and stuff, and started like that. And then I got into, you know, just gradually got more. Then I got James Taylor. Then all of a sudden, then it was Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, and that was a big shift. Got into that. Then started playing in rock bands. Moved to England during this period and played in some rock bands and studied classical guitar for a little while. Got into that, and then later. In the process, at the end of my teen years, I went to Berkeley in Boston, Berklee College of Music, and that's when I was really getting into jazz. And then it went on from there, and just kept active in a lot of different styles the whole time. And now I teach at Berkeley, so it's kind of an interesting circle to see the, see all the young people coming in now, and I can still remember what it felt like. Yeah, that was you at one time.
Yeah.
So flute, I imagine that it's a completely different progression.
Yeah, it was for me. Yeah,
not a lot of, unless you're listening to Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
You're not picking up the flute.
Well, I came from a pretty musical family. We just all love music. My mother was a music teacher. She was a piano teacher, so I had some piano lessons. When, I sort of the typical progression, and through the school music program, I picked up flute as a band instrument, and just kind of followed the process, followed that journey, and at some stage started to feel more kind of passionate about it. Like I really wanted to get some more advanced training, so I did get some university level training. It was up in Rochester, New York, and they have a great, the Eastman School of Music up there. So there's a great, community of highly skilled, really excellent musicians there. And where I went to college is not far from there. So we had access to that, and I think that was a huge influence. And also, I definitely had an interest in improvisational music at that stage.
So thank you very much. I love talking with you, but would you play another song for us?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going, Craig?
Oh, hey, Peter. It's going good. I was doing a music piece theater segment recently, and we were trying to show how some people have perfect pitch, and they can just hear a note and tell what it is. So I had this little keyboard in front of me. I was trying to play the note A, and it occurred to me that I had no idea what any of these keys on a keyboard are. So I was just trying to figure it out and seeing if I could find a note by ear, but I'm clueless. Do you have any?
I can absolutely help you out with this. You know, when I started, they just said, here's middle C, you gotta memorize that and tell me when you're done, and we'll do the rest of them. But
so you could just go from C and then...
But my great aunt later, after I learned to play the piano, my great aunt told me a little story. She was an organ teacher from way back, and I was an adult at the time, and she said, "Now you're going to find this really silly, but bear with me, and you will never ever forget it." So you notice a pattern with the black notes.
That I did notice. It's 3-2, 3-2, etc.
So on and so forth. Well, she said the two black notes are the doghouse. Okay.
The two black notes.
That's the doghouse.
The doghouse. Okay.
Exactly. And who is inside the doghouse?
Well, sometimes me, but you, I'm guessing. But let's say the dog.
So the dog. Dog begins with D, and that's right in the middle of the doghouse.
Ah,
so
okay.
to a beginning student, she might say, "Now go play all the D's on the piano."
So from where you were, in the middle of these two, which is the doghouse, is D for dog. So if I go up to the next set, and that should be one octave up.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then a whole bunch of them. And what animal lives outside the doghouse? Not allowed in the doghouse.
Cat.
Cat, there you go.
Oh,
cat.
Got it.
Starts with
C.
And that's where the cat lives, outside the doghouse. All the C's there.
Well, now how do I know which side of the doghouse?
Well, we have a little sentence to remember which way to go, and we read left to right. The cat and dog, all they do all day is eat and fight.
Eat and fight.
The cat and dog, eat and fight. That's all they do all day. So if you can remember that, the cat and dog eat and fight.
Let me try that down here.
C, D, E, F.
The cat, the dog, eat and fight.
Exactly. So only 3 to go. This is the dog house. The bigger house on your property.
Yes.
Where your wife gets to stay. Would be the people's house, right?
The people's house.
The real house.
But that's P. There's no P.
I
know that much.
But who lives in the people's house? The girl and boy live in the people's house.
Yes.
Girl and boy. So
okay.
Girl and boy.
Wait now. This is the main house and the girl and the boy?
Girl and boy.
Okay. So they're between these two.
3 black notes.
Three. Okay.
Yep. So there you have it. That's all the white notes. The dog house, the dog lives inside.
Okay.
The cat and the dog eat and fight. Takes you to the big house where the girl and boy live. C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
Well, let me see if I can remember that now. So I got my 2 here, my set of 2, so that's a dog house. Over on this side is the cat, who's not in the dog house. The D, the dog, in the dog house. And then there is, they eat, E, and fight, F. And then here's the main house over here, and there's a girl and a boy.
Girl and boy.
Wow.
Now, as silly as that sounds, now you're never going to forget it.
Oh, I'll probably forget
it. Always know.
But for right now, I remember it. That helped a lot. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Craig, start with the cat. Here we go. Very nice.
My own rendition.
Hi, and welcome to Music Peace Theater. I'm Craig Vandera. So recently I went to see a concert with my friend, and it was Robert Plant at the House of Blues. It was a great show and all that, but as we're watching the show, being a guitar player myself, I'm always interested to see what kind of technology the guitar players are using. And I was looking at the stage, and I could see this little box on top of the guitar player's amplifier. It was about the size of a shoebox, and it looked like a reel-to-reel tape recorder. So when the show was over and people were filing out, we walked toward the stage to get a better look at it. And as the roadies were breaking down, I could see that this device was something that I had actually seen before at another friend's house up in Vermont. And it's called an Echoplex. The Echoplex is actually just one of the more noted brands of tape delay machines that was created. It was actually invented back in 1959 by a guy named Mike Battle. It was used by many famous guitarists, including Chet Atkins, Jimmy Page, Steve Miller, Eddie Van Halen, and Joe Walsh, just to name a few. Now, before the invention of audio delay technology, if you wanted to get that sound, musicians had to go to someplace that had a natural echo, like a cathedral or a cave or something, which presented some logistic challenges. Now today, the same effect can be achieved by using solid-state amplifiers like this one here. In fact, I have a setting on here that's called delay. Let me demonstrate it for you. So on this amplifier, there's a setting called delay. And there's a knob here, and when I put it down to the bottom, I get just a slight delay. Let me demonstrate it for you. Kind of hear that echo? It sounds like you're in a gymnasium or something. If I move the dial a little bit more, get a more pronounced effect. So now it sounds like more like you're at a train station. Go up a little bit more. Sounds like you're in the Grand Canyon. So pretty cool. I'm sure purists like the guitar player I saw last week still prefer to use something like the Echoplex, but for a little bit of money, you can get yourself a nice little effect like the one in this amplifier here. That's it for this week. Thanks for joining us for Music Peace Theater. I'm Craig Vandera, and remember, support local music. Be local music. That's cool.
was noticing as I listened to you that you did run through a variety of genre.
Mm-hmm.
You did some jazz, some
sort of
some
Celtic,
classic,
Celtic, pop.
How do you choose your songs that you're going to work on and then perform?
I mean, part of it is just things that we like, but we also, it is a thing that we do as a profession as well. And so we play at weddings, parties, things like that. So sometimes we add repertoire that is
suitable,
popular in those situations. Wedding music that people often like to have during their wedding. Although we encourage them to think outside the box and choose unusual things, and sometimes we do really unusual repertoire at a wedding. I'm trying to think of one of the more unusual ones we've done, but everybody wants Pachelbel's Canon and stuff like that. But we've done,
we do interpretations of popular songs,
rock songs.
Which actually
we've done
works pretty
Stairway
well.
to Heaven, things
We've
like that.
We've done Jethro Tull.
Yeah, we've done Jethro Tull. I mean, so we do that. We like to do little different things too, and so we choose it by a combination of what is needed by our clients and that plus what do we really like. And we're sort of working towards making our own sort of artistic album where we would just play exactly what we want to play. We have a recording that we use as a demo, but we're working towards that. And I think on that recording we'll do some original stuff, and we'll do some more, probably some very Celtic influenced stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah, and also sort of some world music. Like we have exposure to Indian music in our lives, and Steve has arranged some, taken some Indian folk music, bhajans, and arranged that for guitar and flute. And it's one of the more original things when we have the opportunity to do that. Life is busy, but and so that kind of thing would probably.
Well, thank you very much for coming and playing for us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
I hope we can meet again and play some music. Yeah. But would you play another song for us?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you.